Bernice Abbott was an American photographer who is best known for her photographs of between-the-wars 20th century cultural figures, New York City images of architecture and urban design in the 1930s, and the science interpretation in the 1940s to 1960s. She began her educational journey when attending Ohio State University, where she left after 2 semesters in 1918. Abbott continued her studies, which included theater and sculpture, when spending 2 years studying sculpture in Paris and Berlin. Along with her work in visual arts, Bernice Abbott published poetry in the experimental literary journal Transition. Abbott's first experience in photography was in 1923 when Manny Ray hired her as a darkroom assistant. She wrote that she took to photography like a duck to water. She never wanted to do anything else. Ray was very impressed by her darkroom work and allowed her to use his studio to take her own photographs. Later in 1929, Abbott visited New York and upon seeing the city again immediately envisioned its photographic potential. As a result of this vision, she returned back to Paris to close her studio and returned to New York in September. Her photographs encompass so much detail and provide a historical chronicle of how many now destroyed buildings and neighborhoods of Manhattan. Bernice Abbott worked on her New York project for 6 years and supported herself with commercial work and teaching at the New School of Social Research beginning in 1933. In 1935, she was hired by the Federal Art Project as a project supervisor for her Changing New York project. By the time she resigned in 1939, she had produced 305 photos that created a broadly inclusive collection of photographs that suggested an interaction between three aspects of urban life: the diverse people of the city, the places they live and work, and their daily activities. Her compilations of photos are now one of the greatest collections of photographs of New York ever made. The photograph of Pike Street at Henry Street displays looking down at Pike Street toward the Manhattan Bridge, the street in half shadow, rubble in the gutters, and some traffic. The image of the Automat at Manhattan is where a man takes a pie of the automat. There are stone counter and walls below metal glass and display. The photo of Penn Station represents massive steel uprights in the center and to the left, with lighter steel tracery and windows above, where a man stands near the stairway to the trains. The image of Wanamaker's department store is looking at an iron front door original built by A.T. Stewart from across 4th Avenue, a bridge connecting with Annex at the left. The photo of the hot dog stand is where a vendor stands next to his Tellus Busy Bee car advertising red hot frankfurters and ice cold lemonade, with the traffic blurred in the background. The last photo of Radio Row is looking east along Cortlandt Street towards Greenwich Street. Overall, Abbott's photographs truly capture all the details of New York City's architecture and documents how much the city has changed over the years. I really enjoyed looking at the various images she had taken throughout her career and learning about the different perspectives she used when taking each photograph. Bernice Abbott's work has inspired me to incorporate new perspectives into my future photos. After viewing all the different vantage points she used to capture the details of New York City's architecture, I learned new ways to emphasize the subject that is in the photo. I will take these skills I have gained from looking at her Changing New York collection and use them when taking photos for upcoming assignments in this course. I believe I can truly enhance the quality of my pictures if I integrate the techniques that Abbott used in her photos.